we're hearing from the family of one of those teenage victims in a tragic case out of rural Oklahoma. Police, remember, found 7 bodies on the property of a convicted sex offender, and family members of the victims confirm it was 5 children and 2 adults who died. Fox News multimedia reporter Madison Scarpino joining us now live from Henryetta, Oklahoma, with the latest. Madison, this is just tragic beyond measure. What more do we know, though, about these victims today?
Andrew, the case began as an Amber Alert for 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer. And the girls told their family that they were planning to sleep over at a friend's house. Well, that friend's stepfather is sex offender Jesse McFadden. Ivy's family tells me that they had no idea about McFadden's criminal history. And although law enforcement has not officially released the identities of the victims or how they died, Ivy's dad tells us that this was a murder-suicide.
We know they were shot. We were told that some bodies were in a row and some other bodies were scattered on the property. I just want to know if my girlfriend, I want to know if she tried to run.
Another family member confirms the 5 other deaths are McFadden, his wife Holly, and her 3 children. McFadden was released in 2020 after serving 16 years of a 20-year prison sentence. He was expected in court yesterday on new charges of soliciting sexual conduct with a minor and possession of child pornography. Ivy's parents say their daughter was best friends with McFadden's stepdaughter Tiffany, and they trusted the family.
It was either Ivy was going over there for the weekend or Tiffany was coming over here for the weekend, and it's been like that for 2 years. And we didn't question, and we should have. But on the other hand, we shouldn't have to question because he should have still been locked up.
Ivy's parents call her an angel and say she was the type of person who wanted to be friends with everyone. We reached out to law enforcement to see if they could confirm the details that Ivy's dad told us, but we're still waiting to hear back. Andrew?
Madison, just a question for you. What do we know about this McFadden character? We've heard a lot about him, pretty long criminal rap sheet as well. Are any, of his contemporaries, friends, family speaking out?
The only person who has spoken on Jesse McFadden are Ivy's parents, who I spoke with. And again, like I mentioned in my report, they said they had no idea about this criminal history. And they said that they were actually very close with McFadden's now wife, Holly, who one of the family members said was dead, and her 3 children. Never expected this to be his character. They told me that it wasn't until the Amber Alert was issued and on Facebook they started to see about his criminal charges. But other than that, pretty silent when it comes to his family members. But the family members that I speak to tell me that they just want answers. They want to know how he got let out of prison. And now they also want the focus to be on having stricter laws when it comes to pedophiles.
Yeah. Madison, are we going to hear from law enforcement anytime soon with an update on this?
So I spoke with the Oklahoma State Police, and they told me that as of this point, under state law, that they can't really release any specific details as far as the investigation goes. I mentioned how we're still waiting for confirmation about the identities of the victims and how they died. All of that information is coming from family members, but law enforcement told me that that information is going to have to come from the medical examiner. I was told that they are speaking with them, trying to figure out how and when they're going to release this information, but the rest remains unknown right now.
All right, Madison Scarpino there live for us in Henryetta, Oklahoma, in Okmulgee County. Madison, we'll talk again with any more updates on this horrible story. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Andrew.